The 172-acre Governor's Island is just a 7-minute ferry ride away from Manhattan and even closer from Brooklyn, but it feels like a completely different world from New York City. It's like taking a vacation without having to leave home, and you can't beat the commute, points out Island Oyster's Eric Trickett.
There's so many art installations and things in the middle of the island, and I'm told, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm told there's a 40-foot slide somewhere on this island. But otherwise, I mean, it's just generally a very beautiful place to walk around, and you can't really beat the views of the city.
But if you're going to make the trip, make sure to say hi to the sheep summer residents. They're here to combat mugwort and other invasive plant species, explained the Trust for Governor's Island, MOLLIE McGINNIS.
Removing those species by hands are really difficult. It takes a lot of time for our gardener and horticulture team. So the sheep are here to help us with some of that work by eating some of those species for us.
Hammock Grove is a young urban forest that needs room to grow. So Flower, Sam, Evening, Chad, and Philip Aries, who hail from Albany, New York, make sure these little trees can find places to take root.
The sheep tend to be a little bit more on the ground level and not really doing damage to the trees. And the trees in this landscape were really only planted in the last 5 to 10 years. And so we wanted to make sure that we were giving the trees the best chance of survival while also helping control the invasives.
Across America, animals are getting to work. Elsewhere in New York, goats are also helping with the invasive plant species. 1,000 feral cats were released in Chicago to curb the rat problem. Equine therapy is practiced around the country, including at Monterey Behavioral Health Centers in Southern California. Llamas have proven to be great at guarding livestock, especially in the western U.S. And in Long Island, New York, dogs are employed to keep the Canada geese away. Bill Alamagidis of Long Island Geese Control and his 13 canine employees tell the birds, which leave 3 to 5 pounds of droppings each daily, they're no longer welcome in schools, businesses, and housing developments.
Actually, they're trained to herd, like in sheep, but being that the geese fly, they can't do that. So they actually will chase the geese off of the properties.
And while the dogs all have their unique personalities, they get the job done.
Border Collies are the most trainable dogs. They're like widely known as one of the smartest, if not the smartest breed of dogs. But most importantly, for this line of work, they mimic the actions of the Canada goose's natural predator, the Arctic fox. They will stalk them.
Bronco isn't a fan of getting wet, but Callie is one of the dogs who doesn't mind taking a dip. But she'll hitch a ride on a canoe if the job calls for it, says Humane employee Amanda Ackerley.
Callie is a fantastic dog. These dogs are really brilliant, and it's been a thrill to work with her. She makes my job very, very easy, as you can see.
And as an added bonus, it's much more humane than poison or other methods of harming the geese.
You know, a lot of jobs you gotta get behind a counter or sit at a desk or a cubicle all day. My workers, they get in a car with man's best friend, who can't talk back or chew your ear off, doesn't gossip. You know, the dogs are they're a pleasure to be around.
For Cheddar News, I'm Michelle Castillo.